to Deadly Dames. So, after a few failed attempts to do reviews of movies that involve clowns, we decided, you know what, we've got so many films in the house that are good and that we really haven't watched. So, for example, we've got lots of 88 films and lots of Arrows and lots of Eurekas, and we've watched a good few of them, but there are some that we just haven't watched yet. So we decided to just try and watch all of them. So what we thought we'd do first of all was start by reviewing the 88 film slasher collection. Claire's doing a bunk already.
No.
Oh, you're turning the volume down. Yeah, so we thought we'd start with the 88 film slasher collection, and although we have seen some of these, there are a few in the collection that we haven't actually got around to watching yet. So we thought it's probably best just to start from number 1 and work all the way down to the most recent one, which I just got to the post and you'll see in the pickup video. But yeah, so we watched Graduation Day. We've both seen it before, but I think you fell asleep watching it last time.
I think I did.
She falls asleep a lot.
The end, so I think I probably did fall asleep. But I stayed awake this time.
She did stay awake this time, which is a rarity for Claire. But yeah, basically Graduation Day is a movie set in the... Well, you could tell it was done in the 80s. It's one of those movies that followed after, like, Friday the 13th and that sort of phenomenon where it was kind of copying Friday the 13th but trying to do something different. I mean, considering it's called Graduation Day, you can kind of tell. It's basically about a girl who's part of a athletics group at the school, and she tragically dies, and then you're following events after that. So, like, her sister coming back to town, and like her boyfriend and our friends at school, and how they're coping with her death afterwards. And then parts of that athletic group team start to die. Now, there's a lot of good things in this movie. So, for example, one of the first deaths in the movie, not obviously the girl, the main girl, but one of the first people getting murdered, she was jogging, and there's a really creepy scene where the murderer is basically jogging right behind her, but it's the hands coming up to the back of her head. And I thought that was really creepy and well done. But there are parts in this movie which are just a pain in the butt, and we'll obviously go into that. But we'll start with the good stuff first. So what did you like about it?
I liked how it was shot, as you were saying. The scene where you see the girl run with... She's got headphones on, so she doesn't hear that there's somebody behind her, and then you're just sort of seeing a side-on view of her just jogging through the forest, and then all of a sudden you see a black gloved hand behind her, and she ends up getting grabbed and killed. And I quite liked that shot. And there's another shot where there's a girl who was like still in school, like after hours, because she'd been exercising or something like that, and then you see her walking past. It's almost like a wee office, isn't it? Like just off the changing room.
I think she's in the changing rooms, and it's like a wee...
But there's like a window area, and you can actually see somebody following her, and she's just about to open the door when 2 other people come in, and you're like, phew, lucky.
But she's not that lucky because they do still get her. There is a really... I think I really do enjoy the characters, and I enjoy kind of the twists and turns. The setup, kind of, they implement the sister, and they implement quite a few other people, like the coach and stuff like that, which I like. I like movies like that, but they kind of leave you guessing who the murderer is, and we're not going to reveal who it is. But I like that there's a kind of hidden undertone as to, is the sister actually her mum? Mm-hmm. But they don't really tell you that. They just kind of hint towards different things.
They don't go into it in huge detail, but I think that's part of the reason why you think that she may or may not be the killer.
I thought that was quite good, that they kind of had hidden meanings, different things, like let you kind of think, oh, I wonder what that means. There was a couple of bits in it we didn't particularly like the extended song in the middle. It went on for far too long. It was crap as well. I can't even remember what it went like, but it was like at a roller disco, and it's quite funny because you can kind of tell when they did the scene to the movie that they didn't have enough roller skates for everyone. So there's like a whole bunch of people just running around in circles.
A couple of people doing like a little moonwalk.
There's people just walking, but they're like running and trying to pretend they're on roller skates, which I thought was quite funny.
To be fair, back in the days of VHS, you wouldn't have noticed that there were no wheels in their shoes.
No, you wouldn't have.
You wouldn't have.
And Linnea Quigley pops up in this as one of the athletic team's girlfriend, but she's in it quite a bit, like just...
She's in it quite a
bit,
but
halfway through and not introduced, so it's just like, oh, here she's here.
I think she's in it because
she's Linnea Quigley.
Yes, I'll do it, and it probably helped them sell their film, but she doesn't really need to be in it. I mean, I don't think she brings anything to it other than maybe your name, which
Yeah.
probably helped the sales a wee bit.
I enjoyed the ending of the film. I thought that they set it up pretty well. I don't want to give it away. I want you to watch it and enjoy it. I actually do like Graduation Day. It's certainly not one. It's certainly not the best slasher to come out of the 80s, but it's definitely not the worst. Yeah, let me finish my sentence, woman. But I think that it's enjoyable. It was entertaining enough. It does kind of lag a little bit in the middle when you get to meet the music teacher, and he's just annoying. So I was like, this guy's annoying. Get him out of the film, and they do. So okay, I'm not ruining anything for you by saying that, but they do, and he's in it too long for the short period of time that he's actually in it. But it does lag a little bit in the middle, but it completely brings itself back at the end. I did enjoy it. I would watch Graduation Day again. I think 88, they aren't like Arrow. Like, they don't go all out for their additions. But there's what I really do like about this one. And I love that they did the slasher collections in these red cases. I think it suits it. But what they've got in this one is they've got a Scream Queens documentary, which I really, really enjoyed watching. I've watched this more than I've watched Graduation Day. I like documentaries. Claire thinks I'm mental because literally, like, a documentary will change whether I'm going to buy a movie or not.
Yep.
If there's a documentary, I'd be like, yeah, I'm going to get it. I just really like documentaries. I like reading about how movies were made. I love it when they've got booklets inside. I think this one does. Yeah, it's got one here. And this is back when they were doing the postcards, kind of like Arrow used to do as well. But yeah, there was a little booklet in this. Not much, but enough for you to read a bit about it. There is reversible artwork on this, but this one's better. I prefer this one. But yeah, the documentary on this is excellent. I think there's trailers. There's not much else in there. A couple of interviews, but nothing that would jump out at you, but it is still good to watch. But the Scream Queens documentary is really, really good. But yeah, what I would say that as the start of the slasher classics go, this was a really good movie choice to start with. It certainly actually was a slasher, which is something that we're going to touch on as we review more of the slasher movies, because I definitely think there's movies in the 88 film slasher classic collection that aren't actually slashers. But we'll let you guys be the judge of it when we come to it. Overall, I would recommend this movie. I would say that it's definitely, if you are a fan of slashers and you like that sort of genre, like the whodunit type movies, with lots of teenagers getting murdered and boobage, then this is definitely... Well, that's a big part of a slasher film. Mm-hmm. You need at least one set of breasticles in there to be a slasher film.
You know, another thing that I forgot to mention that I did actually like about this is I think some of the cast actually did do... Like, the guy who did the pole vault, I think he did actually do it. And the same with the lassie who did the gymnastics. So they did actually get people who were able to do these things and were actually quite talented.
I mean, we've all seen movies where suddenly, like Flashdance, there's a classic for you, like halfway through the Flashdance, that is a man with a wig on pretending to be Jennifer Beal. And so Claire makes a valid point that it is really good to see that's not somebody else pretending to be the person doing the gymnastics and the athletic stuff in it, that they actually probably did cast people or at least go to the effort of getting stunt people that actually were men and women to play men and women. So that was really good. I think they did as well, because there's really close-ups of their faces and things like that, but it would have been good to know about that in the documentary if that was real. But overall, great start to the slasher it's a really hard line to say. Slasher classic collection from 88 films. I actually love this line that they're doing, the slasher line, and I hope that they keep going with it, because there's so many slashers out there that haven't even made it to DVD. They still only exist in VHS, that I would love to see anybody, but I would love to see them if it's a slasher, I'd like to see it on the slasher collections line. Oh my god, that is a really, really, really hard to say. But yeah, hopefully you like these videos and you want us to keep going with reviewing the 88 films. So we're going to start with the slashers, then we're going to go on to the Italian, do the new, is it Horror Vault it's called, the Vault collection. We've also got the Asian collection from them, the Grindhouse collection, which was the DVD one that they originally started with, although they kind of have cheated by releasing some of those onto the other collections. And then just their standalone editions, but the aim is for us to watch every single release that we own from 88 films. and we are also going to do the same with Arrow, so it's probably going to take us a lifetime to get through all of them, but that is the aim, is to try and make our way through every single one and do a quick review on them. So hopefully you like that, and if there's any comments, please leave them below, and as always, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and take care.